Roosevelt, New York.
Awesome. Thank you, Kevin. And first question I have for you, do you think you save money by driving this electric vehicle?
Absolutely. Actually, I have my SUV that I had before this. My son drives. He went 10,000 miles. It cost him $3,500. This thing went about 16,000 miles. Cost me $50. I charge it home for free. It also came with free charging. So bottom line, I'm saving thousands plus saving on insurance. So it's a no-brainer.
Yeah, you can't beat that.
Yeah.
What's your overall experience been driving this car and owning this car?
Well, this one actually is probably, I'd have to say, I did like my Acura TL, but this is probably the best car that I've ever owned. I mean, I just get in this car and I drive. Literally get in it just to drive. I drive down to the beach all the time. Doesn't cost me to drive, so I drive this to the beach. I've done 23 road trips in 16 months. So for those that tell you you can't do a road trip on there, right now I'm from Long Island. I'm heading up to Rhode Island for a convention. Taking this, it's going to cost me nothing for gas. One quick stop, which stopped at Best Buy on the way. Did some shopping, charged up, head on. There you go.
Yeah, you can't beat that, and that's not a short trip either. So on top of the money you save on gas, how much do you save on maintenance as well by owning this car?
There is no maintenance. The only thing you replace on this is tires when they wear down. You're not replacing the brakes. There's no filters. There's nothing there. It's motor, battery. That's about it. I think there's a cabin filter. That's it. So basically the big thing is you get in this car and you drive. During the wintertime when you're sitting there waiting for your car to warm up, you hop in this thing and you drive. If you keep it connected, you can warm up the car before you leave and finish charging it. So whereas you with other cars, you have to get the remote and you got your gas car going. With this, basically, you can warm up the car, hop into a warm car in the middle of the winter, and just take off as soon as you get in the car. That simple.
Yeah, that's super convenient for sure. So what's the warranty like on the battery for your EV or an EV in general?
Okay, well, the federal government, I do believe it's 100,000 miles, and I do believe it's 10 years. It's either 8 or 10. So what's going on with the battery is, I don't know where people get this thing from. They have Teslas out there that have been 200, 300,000 miles on the same battery. Battery doesn't die. What it does is it just doesn't hold as much power. So if your battery gets to that point, which most cars haven't, it's still going to go. It said this thing will say almost 300 miles. Maybe it goes 260 miles. That is not a bad battery. So once they're done with the battery, you take it out of this. You can use it for either something at your house or, like they have the storage packs that you buy at the Tesla walls. Well, they're about 15 kilowatts. The battery on this is 82 kilowatts. So it's a huge battery. So they're not doing it right now, but they will in the future. So 15 years or 20 years from now, the battery from this will still be good. It'll probably be powering somebody's house. And it'll be a 82 kilowatt battery versus where Tesla sells you a 14 kilowatt battery. So that's what's coming in the future. These batteries are going to be used for other things. There's a company in California that actually uses the batteries from I don't know if it's the Prius or the Leaf. And they're actually storing power from the solar to feed into the grid. So that's happening now. The problem is there's not a ton of batteries out there because they don't fail, and that's something that most people don't know. So
yeah, I definitely didn't know that. That's really interesting for sure.
Yeah. So
yeah, that's cool how they can repurpose that technology.
Yeah, absolutely. And then once all of that's done, the battery has minerals in there. It can be broken down and used. But we're not at that point now. Just like you do a car battery, you take it in, they'll do something with it. The same thing with this. It's just that simple. The minerals from this battery, they don't come from those mines and wherever. There's regulations now, so the companies are doing it a different way. I think most of the stuff in this car is coming from the U.S. Even though it's VW, it's made in Chattanooga, Tennessee, and most of the stuff from the battery comes from somewhere sourced that's meets whatever.
Interesting. So what would you say to someone who is maybe considering switching over to driving an electric vehicle?
Well, personally, with the money I save and how this operates, to me, it's a no-brainer. So if you want to worry about gas and you're worried about how much eggs cost and all of that stuff, I don't worry about any of that. I don't worry about electric. I don't worry about gas. I don't worry about natural gas because I'm saving so much money with this and saving so much with solar that those are not issues. So when I'm fully retired, I'm driving for free. I'm heating my house for free. I'm cooling my house for free. So yeah, I don't know what to say. You know, you could say you don't want it, but in the long run, it's a lot cheaper to produce your own power and to power your car than it is to pay somebody else to get the power, bring it to you, and then use it. You know, it's like a drug habit. A lot of the larger companies, oil companies, they make their money selling you gas. So they're gonna feed you all the information to tell you that you shouldn't do something else so they can continue to sell you gas. I'm telling you, produce your own power, get in your electric vehicle, it's cleaner, you'll save money, and it's a no-brainer. So if you have a thing, find somebody with an EV. I'm in an organization that does that. Let them take you for a ride, tell you their experience, and you're talking to a person who has one. I'm an engineer. I didn't go out and just say, I'm gonna get an EV. I did a lot of research. But I do see a lot of people come out, they want to pick a car, and they just look at a car. If you just look at a car, it doesn't actually tell you what it does, whether it's going to be a good car, how much you're going to get back, and what you're going to get out of it. You know, you got to use a little intelligence when you do this thing. Yes, buying a car can be emotional, but now you're to the point where, you know, you really need to know a little bit of what you want to do, what you plan to do in the future, and put that into selecting a car now that's going to save you money. It's going to be around for 10 years. But I figure I'll have this for a few years, and I'm going to buy my second one. This one was being delivered, and I'm already planning for my second one. So what does that tell you?
Yeah, that's awesome for sure.
Yeah.
And you told me this before, but did you get this car brand new or did you get it used?
I got it brand new, but there's people like me that always want the newest EV. So there are plenty of used EVs out there that are really good. That there's I think a $4,000 federal rebate on. So if you're buying a used EV and you don't have to have the latest technology, now is the time to do it. You get that rebate. There's not much that can go wrong with the car as long as the battery checks out and the tires are good. You're good to go. You're going to save a lot of money, you know.
Yeah.
At least from my perspective. So, you know.
Yeah, that completely makes sense. So the last thing I want to show you in this interview is we actually have this website called the America Saves Money EV Savings Calculator.
Mm-hmm.
And basically it tells you like exactly or an estimate of how much you save on gas by driving an electric vehicle. So what's the zip code for the town that you live in?
11575.
11575. And how many miles would you say you drive in a typical month, give or take?
In a month? Well, you'll have to divide it out. Say about 1,200.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah.
We'll put that in right there and click calculate. And it looks like if you were driving a gas car, you'd be spending on average $144 a month on gas. But with an EV, it says your average charging expense per month would be $60. And you said it's even less because you have the solar and stuff at your house.
So I charge for free.
Yeah, so it says you'd save an average of $84 a month by driving this, but I mean, you're probably saving even more than that.
Yeah. I don't think about it. So actually at home, I won't say we just leave the lights on, but essentially we run the air conditioners, we use electric heating during the wintertime, something we didn't do. And our energy bill is, well, the connection fee is about $15 or $16, and we have a 7 megawatt credit, even charging this and running the air conditioners and the heat and stuff like that. So it's a no-brainer. I always tell people, talk to somebody that knows, not to somebody that doesn't. You know, I'm always happy to show people how I have it hooked up and how things are going. But I always find that people always want to talk to the same person who believes what they do, so therefore you don't learn anything.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so look into it. Definitely save a lot of money, and you're helping the environment. You know, so like I tell people, I says somewhere along the line you're going to have to sit and justify what you've done in life. You know, and I can say I got an EV. It's green. The sun's powering my car. It's nice and clean. Over in Norway, they did it. They said the air inside the central big cities there actually clean. They have electric buses, electric cars, so you can't say you can't do it, because it's already being done over in the Scandinavian countries, and they have the. When you look into where the people are the happiest, they are. So maybe they know something that we don't know. They got clean air, they got electric vehicles, they're happy, and I don't know what to say. My friend's, he's in Norway. He's happy. He's never coming back here. He's happy.
Yeah, there's got to be some type of correlation there for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. They definitely, hopefully this country gets there. I don't know, but it's possible. So you can't say what's not possible. Always look someplace else and find out what they're doing, how it works for them, and go in that direction. Because if being happy is what most people want to do.
Exactly. Awesome. Well, that's all the questions I have. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
All right.